Welcome to the Puckin Stoner Dads Show with your hosts, Ginger Claus and Dusty. We are now on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Music by Burning Bridges. Subscribe, like.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Puckin Stoner Dads. It's Ginger Claus here, Dusty there, and under us we've got the bearded bastard Shadow returning for the second time in 2 weeks, and also the second time in 3 days.
Yeah, what's up, boys? Glad to be here.
How is everybody?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm happy to be here.
I've had a great weekend watching hockey. You know, both my boys played, scored some goals this weekend, so it was a great weekend.
Nice.
What I like to hear.
Cedric took his skate to the ribs today, so he's pretty sour.
That'll hurt.
Yeah, that doesn't sound
Nothing's
like
broken. There's not even a mark, but he's still sour.
Listen, I know it's McRib season, but I don't think we should be taking it from children.
So, let's start off with what we're going to get into tonight. Shadow, this is kind of something you approached me with, a couple weeks ago now? But wanted to do a show.
Yeah.
You said you being a hockey parent.
Like something I definitely find interesting.
Yeah, you being a hockey parent, and I know Ginger's a hockey parent too, so something you two both had in common, and you want me to come in to have the non-parent. So we are gonna get into first is the hockey politics within parents. So this is like a wide range of stuff, right? Like it stems down to like how parents act in the stands, to how you guys all act within each other and how they treat the coach, right? And on the other sides, I'm sure you see even more stuff.
Yeah,
There's so many different sides.
there is. There's the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? Always.
And the uglier and the ugliest and the uglier than the ugliest.
We're not talking about my ex here. Let's relax.
So what was one of the things you wanted to get into first of this topic?
I mean, for me, it's like, and again, it's personal experience here, but this year alone, dealing with the drama amongst, and it's not the parents, it's a parent. Everybody else gets along. We're all chill. We're all vibing. We're all having a good time trying to get to know each other. We just amalgamated with another center. So it's a big year to kind of show the kids, hey, you guys have been playing against each other for years, but let's try and make, this better.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a parent on the team, and unfortunately, like I keep reiterating to a lot of people I have this conversation with, I've been involved in hockey for 27 years of my life. She's been involved in hockey for 12 because her kid plays hockey. And that's being generous at 12, so maybe 8.
Mm-hmm.
Your kid's not the next Martin Brodeur. He's not the next Patrick Waugh. He's not the next Marc-Andre Fleury. Let's stop pretending like he deserves the net always just because he was at the beginning of the season the only registered goalie. Okay, that's fine. But we still have another person who happens to be a female who wanted to take up goalie this year. She's done pretty well. She holds her own for a first-year goalie. Is she the best?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely not. But here's the thing. Neither is he. Neither goalie can steal us a game. We're sitting at 17-1. It's not an easy season.
No.
And it's hard because, like, it got to the point where she's like, oh, he faces like 60 shots a game. I'm like, okay, cool. Asked one of the other parents who I know is an umpire in baseball to bring me their pitch counter so I could count shots.
Mm-hmm.
Lo and behold, he faced less than 30 and he let in 11.
Wow.
So I'm, that's just tough for me to see parents go at, the coach is that way. There's no reason for it. It's caused drama because, again, I bring up the point, we amalgamated this season. So you have certain parents who are still very, I don't want to deal with that side of parents. And, there's me who's completely unbiased. I'm not from around here. I don't get the hatred between this rivalry that's been a thing for as many years as they've all known. Maybe that's what helps me see it differently. I don't know.
So it's different town. There's a rivalry between the two teams, and then they merge to one. Is what you're saying, right?
Pretty much. It's like Kitchener and London becoming one.
In a way, okay. So, if you want to put it in perspective, the London Knights and Kitchener Rangers, they're pretty big rivals, right?
Yeah.
You always know. So if you merge those two, you're gonna get stuff. But that, again, that's not kids.
For the most part, every kid gets along. There's no hatred there on any. We just went to a tournament in St. Catharines. Every kid had a blast together. They got to learn something new about their teammates. They got to experience outside of hockey what their new friends are like. We got them away from home.
You're right. All it does take is one parent. My dad, I grew up playing hockey till, I don't know, pretty much just before high school. I quit then because kids were getting a lot bigger and I wasn't, and it wasn't fun getting absolutely destroyed. It wasn't fun getting absolutely destroyed my last year of hockey. So I was like, yeah, I can't do this. So, but like I said, my dad was the coach all those years, and every year we had one parent, one crazy. We've had ones that are fucking as nuts as getting drunk on a Friday night and calling my dad and screaming at him that he's not playing his kids enough and blah blah blah. And it's like, bro, you're in house league.
So wow, I'll tell you a story that's similar to that if you don't mind me cutting you off there.
No, definitely tell stories.
4 weeks ago, we went just before we went to this tournament. We played a game. We got absolutely shell shocked. 14-0 final. We had the lady tendy in net. Not an issue. Whatever. The kids aren't winning. They're like the Leafs. They don't hate to lose. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. It's moving on. It's just I hope they all take something out of this season and bring it next year to play differently. But that's beside the point at this point. What does this mother do? Walks up to the coach. I don't know about you guys, but I would never question a coach right after a game like that.
No.
Oh, is my kid starting the tournament? Are you
Don't
kidding?
even talk to the coach right now.
I walked by the coach. I waved to say goodbye. I didn't say nothing. I just waved because we're all leaving. And that was it. Later on in our little group chat that we all have, because that's the way we all communicate, there's other parents just laying into the coach. You need to make a decision. It's unfair to the kids, blah, blah, blah. Keep in mind, beginning of the season, he said tournament and playoffs, he'll play his roster as he sees fit. But why would you?
I love how they get so invested in minor hockey. So invested. Is my kid playing? I'm
invested too, but here's the thing.
In a different way.
I say to the coaches every year, whatever you do on that ice for that 2 hours or whatever you have them on that ice plus games, that's you. I'm just watching. I'm still his parent, but they're there to learn. It's a job.
There's a difference between being invested to watch your kid grow to love a game and being invested because you think your kid is the next Roberto Luongo.
But
exactly.
I like to make home this point, especially in minor hockey, and I'm sure Dusty has that quote from Chicklets and all that too, but playing minor hockey is a job. You're setting these kids up to deal with people they don't like, aka coaches, time management, they're like sportsmanship, just general common sense. And then you have parents who just rip that away because, I don't feel like my kid's being treated fair. It's fucking competitive hockey. House league, rep, doesn't matter. It's competitive. You put your kid in it.
If it's competitive, it's not like that, right? You don't look at the and when you get to the OHL, NHL, you get to any very competitive time. They're not equalizing ice time.
No, my kid, captain of the team, 100%. He's a captain. He is the captain. And I've told him straight up, I was like, he's not looking at what you can do out there. He's looking at how hard you work. He doesn't care what you can do. Goal scoring and all that can be taught. It's how hard you're willing to work.
Yeah.
Right? And I told him straight up, there's going to be some shifts you see 10 seconds of ice time. There's going to be some shifts where you see 3 minutes of ice time. You just play your part, your role for that specific time you're on the ice. Get off, breathe, go again. You're going to play first line, second line, third line, fourth line. It doesn't matter. You're still doing what you have to do, and you're respecting the coach in the game. I'm a prime person who yells at referees for missed calls. But then I'm that same parent that my kid's like, oh, the kid ref this, he's blind. Nope, can't do that. That's unsportsmanlike. It's you that played the game. You play till that whistle goes.
And that's where, like, I wish that is kind of taught to more kids in it, man. Like, bringing it back, I know it's hard comparing it to, like, actual professional hockey, though. Like, when I look at the guys on the Leafs, always chirping at the refs. Shut your fucking mouth.
Yep.
It isn't a missed call. Sometimes, absolutely. But you can't be fucking jawing at the ref because that can turn on you quick.
His mind.
And what does he do? You do that in a playoff game, right? You piss the ref off. Always yapping. What happens if he throws you a 2-minute unsportsmanlike penalty in the playoffs, and then it costs your fucking team?
Right.
Yeah. That can go wrong quick.
You know, and like I preach this often to all the kids that even my oldest son plays with. When that buzzer goes and that's 60 minutes or 45 minutes, depending what the clock is, that's it. Leave it on the ice. You see them in the hallway, good game. Move on. What stays on the ice or what happens on the ice stays on the ice. Once that goes and you leave those doors, it's done.
Absolutely.
You know, and there's some kids that don't. Like, we played a game Saturday afternoon there. We played this team before. They know they're a little bit aggressive with us. Kid got ejected because he remembered something that happened last game. You know, one of our littler guys took him out at the knees. It wasn't purposely. He's just a lot smaller than this kid. And he was out for the rest of the game because he hurt his leg. Well, fast forward 4 weeks. We play them again. Final time this season. He remembers who hit him. What does he do? He hits him from behind. He got ejected. It's a scary moment, man.
Like, you see at all ages, right? Especially with that, you see the response because you look everywhere, and it is a response for everything. Next game. That's when you're seeing like podcasts like Chicklets. Oh, the retaliation's coming. It's a hockey culture.
And these kids are how old?
My oldest, so between 11 and 13. Yeah, and it really upsets me is the way that their coach responded to the player being ejected. He yelled and screamed, "Why is he being kicked out?" Bro, first off, we play house league. There's no hitting.
There's no hitting, exactly. And now they're hitting from behind.
Hitting from behind, even in the NHL, you're fucked. Like, it was.
Why is he being ejected?
There's no hitting in house league anymore.
No, they took it out a few years ago, which is stupid, and I'm still arguing it to this day with every bit of the board I can speak to about it. But it's a Hockey Canada.
That's ridiculous.
Decision. But here's the thing: you go.
They should have lowered the
age. But here's the thing: you go up to the rep team at the same age, they can hit.
So when can they start hitting in rep then?
U13.
U13, yeah.
See, I think they should lower the age.
That's exactly what I said. I think
kids should be taught
U11
right when they start basically skating. Like around when they can start skating is when they should learn how to hit.
I don't even think they teach how to hit the same way they used to.
Don't.
I think that.
Like I remember I was a goalie and I'd still go to check-in clinics just for the ice time, and it was like once a month.
From my understanding, and I know Ty will get this more than maybe you'll understand right now, Dusty. Kids at these ages are very different size. Like you can have a kid 5'5", you can have a kid 4'3".
Oh yeah.
I think that's what Hockey Canada was like. Okay, we're taking hitting out because you can't have a guy that's 5'5" nailing a guy that's 4'3".
No, it's
Yeah.
true.
Because
And it happens a lot.
What's going to happen? He's getting the neck every time, and he's not purposely doing it.
But I mean, if you started at a young age, if you're starting this at 6 and 7, you're not going to get kids that are going to kill each other when they're allowed to start hitting at 13.
I've seen it. I've
You're at
watched a lot of rap
13. You're a
games this year. I've
teenager,
seen it.
man. Dude, I remember myself.
That's
As soon
also
at the age of body contact, it was like, I want to destroy someone. I want to flatten someone.
I mean, that was my job when I played hockey.
Yeah. Well, we saw
To
the
nail people and murder them.
We saw the heroes like Scott Stevens, and we wanted to be like Scott Stevens.
Yeah, but I've always been a big boy, so getting to hit people, they didn't want to hit me.
I just stopped the puck, mostly.
Yeah, you're the crazy psychopath. We know, it's fine.
Yeah.
But here's another political thing in hockey. Why do we have to do handshakes? Keep in mind, this is only in boys' leagues. I figured this out the other day. Why is it in boys' leagues that we have to do handshakes before a game? But the girls' leagues, you can do it after.
It was always after when I played.
That's the same with me. But
Yeah, with me too.
last 2 seasons, my boys have played, it's handshakes before games because they're afraid of what's going to happen if the game gets too hot. No shit, that's blaming your refs right there.
Is that a certain age that it starts?
I think
because
it depends on association.
Okay.
But I know hockey
because we still handshake after.
I think Hockey Canada release starting next year, everything has to be that way.
Okay. They gotta. Never mind. That's another episode.
I don't know, man.
So,
it's disgusting.
Like I get like so it's the same hockey politics. It sounds like when I was growing up with parents bitching about ice time.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And like that's just when you look at the bare minimum. Like my kids here, I don't know what it's like there, but you can start AAA at under 9 here.
Yeah, it's
I believe it's around this. I think my area is around the same.
Okay, Cedric, he plays tier 2, I think, but advanced. And there's tier 1 advanced, tier 2, tier 1 advanced, tier 1, tier 2 advanced, tier 2. I don't know exactly how it works, but like, man, when you go to just the power skating at the beginning of the year, you can feel it in the room, man. The parents whose kids are there that play AAA already, they just like, they got a jump in their step. Like it's very clicky, extremely clicky. You walk in and you see the briefcase hockey parents, the ones that don't have jobs that require a lifted Dodge Ram, but that's what they drive for some reason. And they walk in with their car salesman jackets and their briefcases and their Tim Hortons coffee. Nope, Starbucks. And fuck those people. And you know, I'm the one who walks in smelling like weed because I smoked a bowl because it's 5 a.m. and I'm tired as shit. And you can just tell entering the room before a kid even hits the ice, the coaches know who made the team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that needs to stop too, because that's not fair to a lot of the kids.
Yeah, and so my mom's neighbor, their kid's really good into hockey. He used to be a bit undersized. He's not anymore. I'm not sure if he's kept with hockey or not, but like he used to be in there with all these kids, and he'd show up, and he was better than some of these kids, but they rich parents.
Man, that's all it takes too.
Because it is. It's that's what makes it, like, gives this sport such a, like, this amazing sport such a bad kind of culture though, right? Because it's known as the white rich kid sport to play. Like, don't you see like all these movies of these rich douches and they're like doing fencing? It should be hockey.
Right.
Water polo.
3 weeks ago, I found out something very interesting that I was a little upset about after the fact. But at the same time, I'm not upset because I'm not the player in this situation. I'm the parent.
Mm.
But 3 weeks ago, I found out that my kid was being looked at by the rep team as an AP, which means they call him up when needed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, my kid didn't go up for any of the tryouts this year because, Dusty, you know this, my son broke his leg on the ice last season. So he was using this league this year in this league just to kind of rehabilitate himself into hockey. He wasn't trying to play super hard this year. He plays super hard anyways, but like he wasn't there when tryouts were. I come to find out that the rep team was looking at him to AP and they were really interested in him. Well, go back about 5 minutes into this conversation. That same person politicked their kid to be the AP from our group. And then my kid got screwed out of a position that he could have used as a confidence boost.
Yeah.
Well,
And it happens on every team, man, in every city. There's kids that are playing house league that are skating circles, scoring 6 goals a game, and you're like, why is this kid playing house league? It's because his parents don't have a last name that's recognized. They don't have a wallet full of cash. The kid can't make it to every practice. He can't fucking afford the tracksuit, maybe. Like, it's a clique, man. If your mom's not Connor Bedard's mom, you're not playing AAA major.
But like me, Dusty, you've met my wife. We're very outspoken people at hockey. She doesn't let things just slide. She kept this quiet because she didn't feel the point in bringing it up because there really wasn't no interest. Because even Tyson wasn't interested in rep, so it wasn't a big deal to even mention it to him. But like, the more we go with this season, she's quiet, and you know that. Like, even at hockey, she yells at the refs. She's yelling for her kid and yelling for the team just to play. Other than that, she's quiet. Like, you were here for a whole weekend. She didn't really speak all that much.
No.
She's a quiet person. Like, she's not quiet. Like, she'll talk to you, but like, you know what I mean? But like, even she's like, I'm fed up. I need to say something. Like, just leave it. What's the point at this point? Tyson's having fun. He's making some friends. He's working on his skill. But there's one thing that I don't think anybody on our team right now that can take away from him, no matter how much they politic their way across this board. He is the hardest working player practicing games every game. That is why he got the C. Not because of his skill, because he is the hardest working player.
And like all this stuff, it makes me really wonder, like, what talent have we missed out on? Because this has been a thing of years and years and years.
Yeah.
Well, what was it? 20 or 40 years ago, the NHL percentage was what? 25% of kids in minor hockey would make the league? Give or take? 40 years ago.
Maybe.
Now, less than 2.
I think it was like 1% or 0.5%.
Yeah, it's not high at all.
No.
I remember in a Spittin' Chicklets interview, I think it was Ty Domi, he had said that during the Pee Wee Quebec tournament, the top 50 goal scoring list, every player on that list made the NHL every year.
I had the Liftlock tournament. I had actually. I think he was probably talking about that one, the Peterborough Liftlock tournament. It's a really, really famous tournament. Like Steve Eiserman, Ty Domi, like
the block
names.
What?
Liftlock.
I think they said it was the Quebec Pee Wee tournament.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's a major famous one.
That's an exclusive tournament to get into too.
Yeah.
We tried to get into it this year and we were denied. Our center wasn't big enough.
Wait, your
center wasn't big enough?
Yeah, and we're 2 centers in one, and our center wasn't big enough for it.
Oh, the place you play.
Yeah. No, not the physical center. Yeah, he's only 5'4"? No, we're not letting him in. You can only play with 5'6" centers.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. I'm
So
not
yeah, I guess.
So the Quebec tournament, it's not in Quebec then?
It is, but what I mean is
Yeah,
a
you
certain
try.
number of kids per center.
Oh,
And even with our amount
You
of
gotta
kids, we
hit
don't
the
have
number, yeah.
We don't have the number.
You gotta hit their quota.
Bingo.
Okay.
I get that like
But yeah.
500 kids registered in your center, and we only have like 400.
Apparently, like that tournament used to turn kids pro all the time, and I wonder what it would be like now if you look at the numbers, how many kids end up making pro.
Again, it's at 1%.
Yeah.
So 1% of Hockey Canada, give or take, yeah, probably 30,000 players. Probably about 1,000 across Canada make it.
I think actually, you know what? I think the numbers were even lower. I'm trying to think what it was showing because I know the graph you're talking about. I think it was like 0.01% chance. Because you're talking the world, right? You're talking exclusive, like the best of the best in the entire
And it
world.
seems every year there's new countries just pumping out hockey players, and you're like, when the fuck did they get good?
So
like Germany and
that brings me up.
Canada needs to work on their development.
Here's the thing. And I had this conversation yesterday at my younger son's hockey with another parent from the other team, because we'll get into this later, I'm sure, because I sent you the email. Canada as a whole is failing in hockey because we're importing a lot of people from other countries that are cricket, soccer, other countries that don't have hockey. So our numbers are going down, while places like the States, Sweden, all them, they're going up because they're playing hockey still.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the USA program started miserably and has now grown into arguably maybe even better than Hockey Canada right now.
I would argue it's probably better.
You know what I mean? Like we're allowing all these immigrants. Nothing wrong with it. This isn't a political podcast. I'm not going to get into that conversation. But like, we're letting all these immigrants come in from countries that are, like I said, cricket, soccer. They don't know what ice hockey is.
Some of them do though, man. Like
some of them do,
I deal with a lot of immigrants at work, right? And some of them like, oh, I've been here this long, and I'm like, oh, have you gone and seen a hockey game? And they're like, yeah, I have. It's so cool. Like,
but what I mean is their kids aren't playing.
Those kids might end up playing, or their kids might grow. So it's when you look at like a big spectrum of Hockey Canada, right, and the development of it, you start young. So you would look at like if they wanted to develop the women's, you look at like your daughter's age, Abby, just starting hockey, and that's where they want to start developing and making these changes in, right? Because they're going to grow up in the program, and the program's going to start getting better with that development.
Right. Like girls hockey is on the up and ups from everything I've seen.
Yeah.
100%.
But boys hockey, we had such low numbers. It's really mind blowing to me.
Because it's expensive.
That does
play a part.
It's a massive part, and the cost of living right now is like that's a whole other topic on it, like another podcast, right? Like that, all that, but that still affects hockey. So like you're like, it's so hard for average parents that like even make say $100,000 right now to even afford to be able to put their kids through rep hockey.
But even if you can afford to, you got to look at the schedule too, right? Because some families, like even we have a hard time keeping up with the schedule. We got so much going on all the time. Like there's some people that are like, no, I'm not putting you in hockey. Like I can't be gone every weekend.
For us,
you both put your kids first, though.
Right.
Not everyone does that.
No.
Then that like another problem, right?
For me,
a huge problem.
To the right of me, behind my screen right now, I can count about, I don't know, $550 in sticks. That's just sticks, and those are what I could get on sale.
I was going to say those are.
You take them out of sale.
Those are cheaper sticks compared to what those guys are using in the NHL.
Right, and then I look
$600 sticks.
I look to my left. I don't know. There's probably about $350 in equipment a piece. Right? That's not even including registrations. That's not including my gas. That's not including
And the fact, like, man,
tournaments.
it's not just the registration. It's like every 3 weeks there's a new fee.
Yeah.
Oh, just so you know, next week you got to bring in $160 for this fee.
Yeah, that's not over here.
Just okay. They do that all the time here. New fee like every 3-4 weeks.
So the guy I carpool with to my work, he Shadow, you know what the GTHL is?
Yeah.
One of the most well-known like hockey leagues in the
Connor
Toronto
McDavid came
area.
out of that system.
McDavid came out of it. Stamkos came out of it.
Subban, I
Domi,
think.
like Subban, like the names are just endless. So he used to play with Hutchinson. Hutchinson was in this, and he was Hutchinson's backup goalie, I believe, at the time. So he was telling me the cost of this league was like astronomical. He's like, they were on the ice 3 days a week. Or no, I think he said 3 or 4 days a week. 2 hours at a time. On the ice, I think he said at 5 a.m. during the weekdays. Said the cost, I think he told me it was between $10,000 to $15,000. And this is like, he's in our age group.
That's crazy.
So that's
my nephew plays rep hockey in Whitby. My brother-in-law.
So pretty much GTHL.
Pretty much.
Like around
my
that,
brother-in-law is always telling us that it's this much and this much, and there's goalie clinics this and goalie clinics that.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, wow. You know, give it all. But here's the thing, too. I have my younger son. He's a multi-sport player. So he plays hockey in the winter, and he just made rep baseball.
Yeah.
So now we got an email 2 weeks ago because we're setting up tournaments for rep ball. Cool. Already, before we even start and haven't even paid our registrations, we're already at $1,600 for hotel fees this year. We haven't even paid for our registration. We haven't paid for anything else yet. We're already at $1,600 for hotel fees.
So,
what shape's his glove in? Good, right?
What's that?
Does he have a good glove already?
No, he's a DH. He can hit.
So
hitter.
does he? Yeah. Does he have a good bat, or do you need to get a new one too?
We just got everything new. Thanks to Sports Check, 70% off.
Oh, sweet.
No free shoutouts.
At least you got the bat.
Yeah. So we're talking about like hockey parents, and then with baseball, do you find baseball kind of the same thing? Like a lot of politics within the baseball too.
I haven't got there yet, but like, here's the thing. You know, Bentley.
Yeah.
He's always been a bigger guy. So when he played softball, coaches always fought over him to who can get him because he could hit. And he's always been able to hit. This year, he got the opportunity because one of his coaches moved from softball to hardball. And he's like, I want Bentley to come try out for me. Boom. Had to pay $150 up front. Non-refundable. That's your fee. Mm-hmm. And we're like, first day of camp went well. Okay, parents are nice. There's not a lot of, I don't see any politics yet. And I haven't yet, but I'm just pointing this out, just delivering this for you. Day 2, last day of camp, because it's only 2-day camp. The evaluator's there. Bentley couldn't hit the ball for the life of him. Couldn't catch a ball for the life of him. Bentley's on the team. Why? Because it's coach politics, because he knows what Bentley's capable of doing. I don't like that. I love it for my kid because he gets to experience something. Don't get me wrong. I'm proud that he made the team. Yeah. But knowing what I know, I don't like it.
100%.
Because the evaluator didn't value him as a rep team ball player.
Yeah.
You should have left at that. Let him come out next year. Let him keep working on it.
Yeah. Develop.
But this coach is somebody that's in the community. Bentley knows him well. He's played under him for the last 2 years. So, I don't know. But we'll see what the politics are like. So, maybe by August, I'll have an answer for you.
Maybe, because, you know, this is a like this is definitely something we probably could even do like a whole another podcast after like another season, like
When you guys
next
want to
year,
do
even as your
another
kids keep getting
episode,
older.
when you guys want to do another episode of Hockey Politics, let me bring in Tyson's head coach. Guy's ready to fire off on everybody and anybody.
Sweet.
I would love it, interview style and that. Yeah, we can look into that for sure.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Just let me know what you guys figure out. Let me know. I'll chat with him and we'll make something happen.
Sweet.
So what is like both yours as you looking at like the parents and how and the politics within that, like what's your both yours feeling like on the culture of like the team? Like are they like, do you both your kids you both have biracial kids, right? Like I know Ty your wife is Jamaican and Shadow your wife is Asian. Do you feel like they feel like a part of the team still? Like everyone goes that? Like do you feel everything's
Oh
treated fair
man,
that way?
our team is like there's a black kid, there's two Filipinos, there's Cedric, there's native, and there's Chinese kid. So
That's a very
I think
multicultural
there's and it's that way like right up and down the board, right across like all ages. Is every team is mixed.
I can't say that because over here,
like where you live, you're very
I'm in a
North
very predominantly
Ontario.
white community.
Yeah.
The teams are great with like just they're great. Like there's no racial shit, which is nice. This year we got an African kid. You know, he was just first year learning. He wanted to play. His dad's an awesome guy. You know, there's been no racial shit that I've caught, anyways. Like at least during hockey. I mean, my kids caught flack outside of school with racial shit, and when I see that parent, I'm gonna punch him in the mouth. But because I know. Respectfully, I'm going to say it, and it might trigger some people, and I don't mean to, but he got called a chink. And I mean, us three, that's when we were younger. So there's that does not heard very often now.
Yeah,
so
no.
What does that tell you? It came from home.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even an line thing. You don't even hear that. No. So when I see that parent, I'm going to just punch him right in the mouth and say, do better, and just walk away. You know, but my kid handled it with grace, you know. But that's because I've had those conversations with them because of where we live. I need to warn
that's
him.
on you guys, right? Yeah.
But no, to answer your question,
your kids are still playing at like a younger age, right? Like 2. Like so, like I'm glad to hear you're not seeing that at all.
Yeah,
like so you guys do have faith in like the Hockey Canada culture right now because it is part of Hockey Canada. And Hockey Canada is taking a really, really big hit right now.
No, I don't. I don't have faith in Hockey Canada to address these things.
And I just kind of do the day-by-day thing on the Hockey Canada. They might not be shit anymore, but it's going to be a while before I believe it.
And like I'm separating from the incident that we all know, and it's very out there right now. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. But I have seen from other arenas, because my kids travel. We travel to different towns to play. I have heard coaches and players disrespect kids on our team. When I said the question you asked was if I heard it in our locker room. No. Have I heard it in other places?
Have you seen it? Yes. I mean, like in the league though, too. Like, have you both seen it in the league though?
Across the league. I've heard coaches yell, "Take the Asian out." Like what? That's not appropriate.
See, that like, now, what can we do to change the culture?
Go for it, bud. Do what you got to do. Yeah. You're just calling out his number, but you're bringing his race into it. Why?
Yeah. So.
And my kid wears a fishbowl, so he's very clear. You can see he's you know.
So like that's the thing, right? Like so would you guys like to see a bit of culture change within that? Like maybe I don't know what it is. Like, do you bring someone in? Like, I actually heard that thing on Dangle. It's this guy. He comes into the locker room and he kind of does some team bonding with the team, and he kind of like he says he's like, I'm not here to push what you believe on with your with the LGBT2 plus community. I'm here to just basically tell you guys and show you guys certain things that you say, how that can actually impact someone else. And this guy's going on to it. This guy has like 500 teams, he said, that reached out to him. It was Brock McGillis, I think is his name.
But here's the thing, Dusty, and I can't speak for Ty in his dressing rooms. In order to have those conversations, teams need to admit they have a problem. And a lot of white communities won't do that.
Yeah, and I don't experience that, but I've experienced it growing up, right? Like, white communities will never admit they have a problem.
I grew up playing hockey with a bunch of native kids. Imagine how that went when we went to like little white towns.
I bet, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't changed, and it won't change, and until there's a culture shock across Hockey Canada, nothing's going to change. Just the way I see that.
Well, and it comes down to not even just that, right? Like, hockey culture, like, you can look at that. You can look at, like, look in the OHL right now. Something just came out of it. Wasn't there a coach suspended for allowing hazing on the team?
I believe hazing should be allowed. I believe hazing should be allowed, but hazing as in, you froze his equipment, or you threw his underwear into the shower. That little minor crap.
That's fucking around with your boys. That
right.
Kind of
that's
shit
what I believe. That's hazing. Anything farther than little practical jokes, get that shit out of hockey culture now.
And that's the thing. Like, you look back, right? Fuck, what was his name? I forget the guy's name. He was saying I think it was in Erie or something like that. Him and like 3 guys got locked in.
It was Sarnia, because Jeremy Bracco was on that team, or was there during it.
I think that one, but there was another, not Danny Briere. It was right before him. Like, I forget the guy's name. Oh, Danny Carcillo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
When Carcillo played, I think he played near. I can't remember exactly where he played, but I remember him even coming out and saying, like, the hazing on the team when he was a rookie was just terrible.
Yeah, it can be bad. I don't know. Hazing doesn't have a place in hockey now. It really doesn't. It never really did. But, I mean, different times.
But even like, you look back, and like, I look back in high school, right? Like, it is a culture thing that they need to do. Like, these guys, like, all these good hockey guys are seen as such great people. But
here's the thing to that, and because you said high school, would you consider hockey culture Canada, with the hazing, the equivalent of what it's like going to college and joining a fraternity?
Oh, probably.
You know what I mean? I think that's when ours happens, but then theirs happens in the college level, right? Like,
but I think that a fraternity is kind of different too. Don't forget, though, right? Like, a fraternity. They're not necessarily in sports, but I mean, like, it's not necessarily mean they're sports for a fraternity,
right? But you can put rep hockey and fraternities on the same level. Because it's an exclusive club, exclusive team.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Right? You
the only difference is the age.
For the rep team, and only 17 of them make it.
And you could actually look, and you look in the movies, and it looks like it is. There's politics even in fraternities.
Yeah.
Oh, his dad was in this fraternity, so he's an automatic in, or,
Yeah.
And there's hazing, and so I guess it pretty much is equal, almost, if not equal to the fraternities. That's crazy. I didn't think of that until we just brought this conversation up.
Yeah, it's a nice little comparison.
It is just wild. It is weird, right? Like, being out of hockey for so long, and how little the culture has actually changed within it.
You don't notice it, the culture of hockey between the stages of a 4-year-old to about a 10-year-old. Once you pass that
Yeah, because
10-year-old
it's fun.
threshold,
It's fun at
you
that
start
age.
to see the shit you dealt with.
Yeah, because some of the parents start seeing some of their kids actually being decent, and then they think they have a shot.
No.
Well, that's what I mean is going through their head, I bet, though.
No, that's what I'm saying is no,
Yeah.
you're right. Like, but at the same time, you could also have me who's realistic. I keep hearing, oh, your kid's a rep kid, your kid. I'll turn around and say, my kid's shit. And I'm not dissing him, and I'm not being disrespectful to what he's doing. I just know what it takes to be a rep hockey player. He doesn't have that drive right now at this given day of January 29th, whatever the fuck. He doesn't have that drive.
Yeah.
That doesn't say come September, he's not ready and roaring, ready to go. That's just right now, he's shit. He doesn't have that mentality.
And there's nothing
tired of
wrong
hearing
with
people say that. And I hate when parents go up to my kid and they're like, oh, you should be a rep team. My kid's like, yeah, and he laughs it off. He doesn't care. He's here to play.
Yeah. That's what I think the most parents are always forgetting, that this is a kid's game and these kids are there to have fun.
Yeah, most parents, their focus, well, the briefcase parents, their focus is usually just like, you know, he's here to make it big. There's kids that are like 9 years old that have played with Cedric or do play with Cedric that are literally acting like they're NHL players already.
See, I don't mind that, but I'll tell you why. Remember the old homage, dress for success? If you start implanting it now at a young age and you start doing routines on NHL player game days and stuff like that, it's not anything bad as long as it's them doing it, not the parents. If it's the kid with that mentality, he's trying to set himself up for success or herself for success, because what you got to do, you got to act professional, you got to bring sportsmanship, you got to, you know, be on time, be a leader, this and that. I don't mind it in that sense.
So do they get your kids to wear, like, dress up for games?
We have to wear not allowed to wear like casual, but don't wear formal. So kind of like semi-formal. Nice shirt.
Like
nice
a polo or something.
Yeah, nice shirt, nice pants, nice shoes kind of thing. No hats on game days.
Yeah, I'm not even against the dressing up part, but when a parent is treating their AAA 9-year-old like he's a star, like that, it's disgusting. But like, as for dressing up for the game, I think that's cool. I used to love getting dressed up before games as a kid because I felt like an NHL player.
Right.
But like, if the kid wants that, that's one thing, right? But it's another thing to just tell them at 9 years old, you're in hockey because you're going to make us money someday. And some parents, that's the mindset.
So I got a friend, like you said, a 9-year-old. She's got a 9-year-old that plays too, along with her other children. And she's like, oh, he's so good. He's wicked fast. He can shoot. He can dangle. Okay. I said, okay, I'll come watch your game because I want to see what this kid's about. Right. I keep hearing about him, but I never watch him. Kid can't do shit. I don't see where the speed is. I don't see where the stick handling is. You know, and I said that to her, and I was like, all due respect, I think you're wrong. Like, and since Dusty said it, it's been ingrained in my head, and I keep using it now because it's from that podcast. So like, you think your kid's good now? Wait until booze and girls and drugs get introduced.
Yeah.
Your kid's not good until you can get through that stage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, so back to the hockey parent thing. Connor McDavid's parents, remember them?
No.
Do you ever see pictures of them?
No, I don't.
No, I saw pictures of like his parents and like Bedard's parents, and they look like the typical hockey parents.
Okay. Now, would you consider the Paul Marner the crazy hockey parent?
Yeah.
From the stories that come out, who knows if they're true? There is a video that came out though, and him scolding Mitch in the back, And judging by that video, I would say yes.
Here's another one, and I understand he played in the show, but Michael Nylander. He's got some issues. He's a big time hockey parent.
Yeah. You don't think
Like,
he was
I
pushing
understand.
for Willie to take go a high salary? Don't take the discount. Don't take the discount.
Yeah, like I get it. Why? But like, come on.
I get it too. Like a lot of things fans always forget, right? Like this is their career. They only have a window to make money.
Yeah.
And then they're done. Like they can go into broadcasting, but
9 times out of 10,
some of them have personalities for it. No.
I mean, Matthew's got a personality of a wet noodle, but
that they show. Toronto
you know
might just not like allow his personality to come out.
Yeah.
Because he could have one of those personalities that like our fan, because Toronto overanalyzes everything.
He could have a personality like PK Subban. Fun, outgoing, loving. I love Subban's personality, man. I love his personality.
Oh, yeah, he's great. Yeah. He was made for the TV, man.
Oh, 100%. He's going to be a great
broadcaster. I knew that when he was doing his little impersonation of Don Cherry there. Did you guys see that? It's years old. It's an old video.
I don't think so then.
He was pretending to be Don Cherry, and he was fucking spot on. I'll send it to you later.
Another hockey political thing is girls playing in the boys' leagues.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it. Good on them.
No.
Yeah, good on them. But like I addressed with my son, because given the fact that's going on in Hockey Canada right now, for instance, treat her like one of the boys. Don't treat her any differently.
Yeah.
And you know, you can't.
I have kind of mixed things about that, right? Like, I think there should be that option for the women to start playing with other girls. The question is the numbers so low that they can't?
I think that's what it is. So up here, where I currently live, 20 minutes down the road, they have a girls' team.
Yeah.
45 minutes down the road, they have another girls' team. There's no girls' team here.
Yeah.
It's convenience for the parents not to. But I was discussing with the parent the other day. They're looking at next year, just making the extra 20-minute drive, just because their daughter wants to play. Because now she's seeing the PWHL. She now thinks, okay,
and that's where I wanted it to lead to. And that's where I wanted this conversation to lead to, is that exact, like it going that way. Like
it should.
And it creates bonds with young girls at such a young age that they can play growing up with their whole lives like boys do when they play.
Yeah.
There's still people that I played hockey with as a kid that I still talk to.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I talked to anybody I used to play with, just because of the fact that they're all fucking dickheads and drug addicts and all that fun shit now. But
so you live in Letterkenny, okay?
Pretty much.
Yeah. I played with a bunch of skids, you know.
Letterkenny. I don't think Letterkenny actually is that far from where Shadow is. Because
the filming site, yes, but the actual town, no.
Yeah, it's an actual town.
Just not called Letterkenny.
No, just the place it's based off of, eh?
So it's called Listowel, Ontario. Jared Keska was from there.
Yeah.
Once a year, he actually comes back to the area, puts on a little hockey tournament. He's there for the entire weekend, talks with minor league hockey players and stuff like that. It's really cool.
That is cool.
Fucking cold up there, bud.
Yeah, he's short.
Is it cold, Shadow?
Yeah, a little bit. I've been out here for almost an hour, so yeah, kind of gets cold.
Oh, he's not just power smoking. That's his breath.
He died. Yeah.
Oh.
That's his chill area. He goes out there.
Power smoke. I wish. Jesus.
Hacking darts.
Breaking hearts.
All right. So
before we get to that next subject, though, I want to talk about my boys' 2 goals this weekend. or 3, I should say. Arguably, Saturday night was probably the best game all season I've seen Tyson play. 200-foot game. He was going, buzzing. Cracks it out the post. Fuck. You can hear him audibly say, fuck. I give him a look. He kind of just skates away. Next one, rings it off the glass. Next one, clear-cut breakaway. Over-deked himself, put it backhand into the goalie. Oh, well. The next one got another breakaway. Bank, money. He was all pumped. Keep in mind, I drew a little penis on his stick before the game just as a fucking joke because it was fucking hilarious. So his celebration was pointing at the little penis by the glass. Second goal that he scored that night. Arguably the best goal I've seen him score all year. Gets to the hash marks, let it rip, bar down. Top, middle, bar down. All yours. Tung.
Bar down ski.
That kid was so elated after that, he wouldn't shut up about it the entire drive home.
Oh, no doubt. I think I would be too.
And then Sunday, fucking Bentley, man. I don't know how many times he rang it off the post, but like he was letting her go. And the coach was like, calm down on the slap shot. He's like, no. So what happens? He gets a rebound shot. He looks like he's going to wrist it, but he just fucking winds up from 3 feet away and just rips it past the goalie.
Clapper from
nice.
He
was just so annoyed. He's like, yeah, you tell me what to do.
That's jokes.
I love watching them score because it's always fun. But you know what I like seeing better? More passes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He plays defense, doesn't he?
Bentley does, yeah.
Yeah. And more passes from the point and cycling it.
Yeah. They'll get there.
Eventually.
What's your next
All right,
subject?
so what do you want me to do? Do you want to see that that form that you
yeah, let's talk about that. That's another political hockey decision that I don't agree with. We got this email.
Skipper.
We got this email Saturday afternoon just before game time.
Okay. So it's introduction. So over the past 2 years, the Western Ontario Athletic Association has undertaken a full review of their programming and future landscape of minor hockey in the Wool. This has included the formation of a committee led by the Wool minor hockey chair, Paul Sebastian. So the Wool has experienced a significant decline in number of associations over the past 30 years, over 40 associations to the current number of 22 representative associations. Well, there has been a number of amalgamations over this period of time. The Wool is faced with similar challenges experienced throughout the OMHA. The primary issue is twofold: the ability to provide both competitive stream hockey and recreational stream hockey. Players/families are looking for the opportunity to play at the highest level of hockey they can, while others simply want to participate in recreational programming in their communities. With declining registration, associations were not able to provide both a rep team and a local league team in each age group that would accommodate skill levels of their players. In these cases, the association had to make a choice to enter one or the other. If they choose to go with a local league team, they would lose their better players to the next closest center. This is in turn lessened the number of available players to the center to the point of not even icing a local league team. The committee reviewed a number of possible solutions and have come forward with the following proposal based on the feedback from the association's desire to give their players the chance to play at their proper skill level. Both representatives at a local league. So the proposal deliver a shared boundary pilot to form 6 representative zones at the A category, U10 through U18, and the Wool effective 25-26.
So the rest part is not big a thing, but what it's saying from this, because I've spoken to a couple committee members, what they're going to do is they're going to eliminate small town centers basically to form these massive centers for teams where you'll have your rep team And there's no more house league after that. It'll just be recreational. What that means, I don't know, but I don't assume it's going to have anything to do with competitive hockey.
I imagine it would be pretty much what like house league is. Isn't that what house league is? Non-competitive.
It can be, but I understand where they're coming from, but it upsets me because we have, again, this goes back to the hockey politics. You read right there in that one line, well, we'll lose players to other centers. That shouldn't be a thing. You should deny those requests.
Yeah, but I think
by releasing these players.
I think what that is trying to say though more is the kids that want to play rep instead of local are going to go and play rep. Do you want to get noticed, right? Like some kids want to stand a chance at getting drafted even to the OHL.
Yeah.
You got to be on that right path to get there where you're going to get scouted.
The biggest thing I'm seeing with it though, Dusty, is okay, you start this as a pilot. Cool. But what happens to towns like mine and the next little town and the next little town? We're going to lose our programming. We have to go to the bigger cities to play.
Yeah, you'll have to travel.
Minutes to go play.
I think you're going to start seeing that regardless, man. Soon.
I know, but I don't like that because we're losing the feel of what hockey was meant to be. Small town hockey.
I honestly think it's going to be a thing of the past, though. Like, it sucks, but I think you're going to have to go to the bigger cities.
See, for me, I'm lucky because Tyson's only got, give or take, 4 years left in minor hockey. If he goes somewhere, he goes somewhere. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Bentley's got 5. Yeah. Before all these changes actually really take effect, both those boys are done.
Yeah.
It's my other two I'm concerned about.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that, yeah. So, one thing I really wish, and I think that we failed in Canada with Hockey Canada failed with too, is why didn't you get Hockey Canada into high schools? Why didn't you look into high school hockey?
Some high schools have it, some don't. It's weird. Up here,
my high
schools have it.
My school had hockey, man, but I mean, like, no one cares about high school hockey, though.
Oh,
not up here, no.
No.
Yeah, make it like
it's like the opposite of the States. Like the States, it's all high school and college, and over here it's just junior. If you don't play junior, you don't matter.
Yeah.
And like a junior team, like I don't know what it's like over there, but the Q doesn't take high school players. If you want to make the Q as an affiliate and work your way in, you got to be your city's AAA representative. They only work with AAA teams. So like if you play for the Moncton Flyers, AAA major, if the Wildcats need someone, they're going to talk to you. But if you play Moncton High or Bernice McNaughton High, if you play for that high school where the hockey is just as competitive and just as fucking fast paced, no, you don't play AAA major.
And well, like I said though, like if you develop that right though, like you could get scouts in high school. Can you imagine?
They should be there.
In Canada, competitive. Like scouts go to high school games. Like those are the games you are going to find your grinders and shit. Yeah, everywhere else does that. Every other sport.
Yeah, maybe that's something Hockey Canada looks at once they eliminate small town hockey.
They should.
Yeah, they'll have to look at something.
Or Dusty, maybe me and you need to start a petition in Ontario to start this thing and get some signatures behind it.
Well, I think it'd be cool to see.
Start the initiative, man.
Yeah, and then right, you look at Hockey Canada with that, and then look at like how more of a chance that women would have in hockey too.
Yeah, it sucks because
that gives women that opportunity to get scouted.
I grew up with a lot of girls that were really good at hockey, man, and they had nowhere to go. You either tried to make the Olympic roster or you didn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Same around here. A lot of girls that were real good, but there was nothing to do with them. You could play right up until you were 18, and then it was nothing.
And honestly, I do think that if this league does expand, I could see it going out to the East Coast in Canada.
It would be great.
I think that is somewhere where you can grow with the hockey, right?
I
Because
think
the
if they're
NHL won't
smart,
go there because of size.
I think if they're smart, they tap into those markets like Saskatoon, New Brunswick, Halifax, like places that the NHL won't touch. Do it.
And
It
these
proves
and
the
people
NHL
will
they want to
go
go.
because there's nothing going on in a lot of those small towns, especially as you're from Saskatchewan. You could probably say that there's
Yeah.
nothing going on, and everyone's at the nothing.
Yeah, either you're at your AAA games or you're out at the bar drinking. Like,
Yeah, basically, yeah. Here you get to watch the Moncton Wildcats. That's fun, but they're horse shit, so who
well, I mean,
cares?
we had the Saskatoon Blades and Regina Pats, but I mean, those sell out. Lacrosse teams are selling out there. Why isn't the NHL looking at these markets? Well, fuck now. Let's see what the PWHL will do.
I'll watch
I think it's just
professional
like,
hockey no matter what gender, so bring some fucking PWHL to New Brunswick.
Yeah. But that's the thing, right? Like, it's been so long as a stereotype of girls can't play professional hockey that we've seen 3 leagues come and go, but this is the first time it's built properly from the ground up, right?
Mhm.
Like now they have a CBA, they have all this, they have all that. Like they wanted to launch the league so bad that we don't even have logos. They're just teams.
That is one thing that did drive me nuts about that league.
You know what though? I think the names that got trademarked came out and people backlashed them so bad that they took another look at it and just ran. You know what? We'll just run with
it.
What's that?
Well, own it or whatever. Then bring in new names, but like,
Give me
they
back the Toronto
have to
6
do
and the
that.
Toronto Fury, man.
That's what I was going to say. Bring back Toronto 6. I love that fucking logo.
Yeah, they had some nice sweaters.
Yeah. Like, definitely bring that one back.
Let's say you can call the Boston Brunettes, but I don't think that's appropriate. I wasn't meaning like the hair color brunette, like you know, Bruins. It was a play on that, but you'll think about it more and it just
So yeah. So moving off of that now. Right, everything you said that you want to say, or is there anything more?
Yeah, I've said everything I said. The Hockey Canada could lick my left set fucking nut because they don't know what the fuck they're missing with small town hockey, man. They're looking at all these.
Yeah, that's bullshit. We haven't heard anything about that out here, but I'm sure it's coming.
In Ontario, once it happens, I'm going back to the city because they'll still have the same shit they run here, but it'll be back to normal there. So I'll move right back to a city to do this if I have to. My kids are going to play proper hockey.
Yeah.
That's the best thing for their development, right? Like, you want to get them competitive and still be able to play, but you know,
like I get it,
the opportunity.
But the one thing I'm having with this recreational term, does that mean my kid's on a new team every week?
No, so it'd be the same.
But you know
I think what they're saying by recreational league though is like it's first season, it's like house league, and then the next year they probably mix up the teams and shit.
So here's another thing too. Okay, let's say I sign my kid up for recreational next year. Okay, do my fees drop off massively because I'm only paying for recreational, or am I paying more?
No, you're gonna pay the
If you're not going to change the fees, you're not going to convince many parents.
Yeah. They won't, man. They're
but you know what I'm saying? You're not going to try to convince parents if you're not going to change up something.
Those registration fees, you know. Well,
they're disgusting.
That was we talked about what those registration fees go to last episode. So
yeah, they're crazy.
Don't need to get more into that.
No, but they cost a disgusting amount, and it just keeps going up.
Yeah, as your kids get older, it just gets worse.
Yeah.
So, I heard a question on it was a TikTok that came up. We're gonna move along.
Okay.
It actually kind of made me think. So I'm gonna ask you both. We'll all answer this question. What is your craziest NHL conspiracy? And not the
craziest.
That's not the typical Bettman hates Canada teams.
Well, fuck. Just kidding. Okay, mine's got a little bit to do with the Leafs. They keep building these strong teams that technically on paper are Stanley Cup champions every time. But we can't keep getting past round 1 or round 2. And then in the past, it was the semis or the quarter, like the Eastern final. Is it just because the NHL knows that they're so marketable that they don't need that cup? That they just keep giving the Leafs money to kind of be like, hey, play your best, but don't.
My mom is a Leafs fan, and she's been saying that since I was a kid. She said the Leafs will never have to win a cup because the fans would love them enough to pay their way through the NHL anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a strong conspiracy that the Leafs are, I don't want to say paid off, but paid off to the point where you don't need to win a cup, guys. You're here. That's why a lot of players leave.
We make money off you. You guys aren't going anywhere.
It that Brandon Shanahan is behind the wheel of this, saying, "No, like I don't care. Like I don't even care if we win. Like we're selling out games. We're selling stupid amounts of merch." Like,
well, I don't know, man. In 2002 or 2004, when we had that stacked roster and we fucking went all in just for the Hurricanes to pee on us a little.
That was 02.
02, yeah. Shanahan wasn't there.
No, but Shanahan
he was still in Detroit, actually, winning the cup.
That won the cup that beat Carolina.
Yeah.
Conspiracy runs deep. But look at just the responses that Marner gives. Well, we don't listen to anybody on the outside. No, of course not. Because y'all just get big fat paychecks. Well, we all look like dummies cheering you on.
They don't hate to lose.
Exactly. That mentality needs to, until ownership changes, and I mean ownership, to someone that is hockey loving centric, they ain't doing shit. That culture needs to change right from Bell and Rogers right now.
Like
they need that kind of Mark Cuban owner, the kind of owner who's sitting in the front of the fucking front row screaming with popcorn going anywhere. I love the Dallas Mavericks. Yeah, me too, buddy. Me too. But that's what you need, a Mark Cuban.
You need to eliminate.
What's the guy that bought the Ottawa Senators?
Oh, I don't fucking know. It could have been Ryan Reynolds, but the NHL.
It was supposed to be Ryan Reynolds, but then it was like, nope.
The NHL fucked up so bad with not letting him buy it.
Yeah.
I truly believe
it could have been the fucking Ottawa Deadpools.
Look what he's done for, I think it's whatever team for soccer. He has taken them from one of the worst teams in league history to arguably one of the best. The publicity is always there. Like, I don't know. The Ottawa Senators could have used it.
So the new owner, his name is Michael Andlauer.
Okay.
So I think what he's doing right now, right? So remember when the Sens lost that they lost their first round pick for that whole trading Dadenoff thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they didn't disclose that information. That's what got Pierre Dorian fired. Like Andlauer was furious with that, especially like he just bought a team. So just went and bought the Sens, and then they threw down that punishment, and then again, and then they hand that 41 game suspension to Pinto.
Yeah.
Man, from the sounds of it, man, it really sounds like this Andlauer wants to fucking change shit. Like he's pissed this team's not in the playoffs or in a playoff run this year.
That goes back to players.
The fans think they are.
Yeah, well, Senators.
Man, I think Sens should be up there, man. The talent they have on that roster, as much as I hate them.
Here, okay,
no, they do have a good team on paper.
I know you two haven't answered yet, but I got another conspiracy. Carolina Edmonton 2006 Stanley Cup Final. Dwayne Rollison gets hurt. I think he was purposely hurt because they knew that Oiler team was so deep that they weren't going to beat them with him playing goal.
Another example, Carey Price against the Rangers when Montreal finally beat Boston. Remember that cup run where they went to, and then they got beat out. No, they beat Washington, and then I think Pitt beat them out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Because Carey Price went down. No, it was the Rangers that beat him. Yeah, that's who it was. It was the Rangers
runs
because he got
deep,
injured by him. Yeah. What's your craziest conspiracy theory?
Me?
Yeah.
Fuck. When you said that I couldn't use Bettman hates Canada, I've been thinking of one ever since.
Okay, so I'll go then. I think that someone in Arizona has something on Gary Bettman.
Ooh.
How that franchise has not shut down when you shut down Quebec Nordiques because they didn't make money, you shut down the Jets because they didn't make money, you shut down Atlanta, had to move to Winnipeg because they weren't making money.
Minnesota shut down.
And then open up again, yeah. North Stars. Why isn't this applied to the Arizona Coyotes? They've been failing pretty much since they went there.
Maybe his side chick owns the company or something.
Maybe. Oh,
That's a good one. I don't know. Shit.
Or was I forget the owner of Vegas. Was he sold on that he gets a Stanley Cup within the first so many years? He went on and said, I'm going to bring a cup to you guys within 5 years. And it was pretty much exactly 5 years.
Yeah. That could have been a conversation in the boardroom. We're like, okay, well, you guys make sure this happens, and we'll guarantee you a cup in the next 6 years.
huh? So, conspiracy. The NHL is rigged. That's mine.
I mean, that's just a common denominator at this point.
Well, yeah, just like a football.
Last night, bro, don't even get me started on that Lions game. That made, oof. I'm not even a football fan, but like, holy fuck, did they ever get leafed?
Man, there's so many conspiracies popping up on my TikTok of like, oh, it's going to be a Baltimore 49ers final. Like, look at the colors. Blah, blah.
Yeah, I see it now. It's San Fran and Chiefs.
Yeah. And then they're like, oh, they found out, so they changed it.
They could be.
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore was looking poised, man.
See, at the same time, like, I look at like all the conspiracies we did say. Do either of you really think that Gary Bettman is smart enough to pull those off, though?
Yes, because he's a lawyer.
Yeah. Yeah, he's one like really smart. The only reason he got into the NHL is because he was so successful with the NBA.
I think it was MLB. Either way.
No, he was in the
NBA. Yeah, he's right.
But that's my other conspiracy. It's not that Gary Bettman hates Canada. He hates hockey. He's just came to make every other sport more popular.
I mean, that can be almost proven to a science at this point.
See, I'm on a roll.
It can be proven because right when they've got Gary Bettman in, the NHL and the NBA were about neck and neck in popularity and revenue. This is 30 years ago. So within 30 years, I don't know who's been in the commissioner of the NBA. I know it's Adam Silver right now.
It's been Adam Silver for a long fucking time.
So probably same around as Bettman then?
Yeah, I'd say so. I don't even know who preceded him.
Okay, so then maybe that. Like, look at him. He took that league and made it into something that you can argue is a part of American culture more than football.
But the thing with that, with the NBA, in my opinion, you can market someone a pair of Jordans more than you can go up to somebody on the street and market them a pair of Bauer hockey skates.
Yeah.
You can market other things. Hockey,
right, but
hats,
that's what I'm saying. Like for footwear, which is huge.
Yeah.
Right? Like You can easily market a pair of Jordans. Go try to sell someone to buy a pair of Bowers from you. That's not a hockey player.
The pair of Jordans, well, you can spend a lot of money on Jordans, but like, I don't know, your average pair of skates is still like a brand new pair for a good one. It's like $800 to $1,000 to $1,200.
Yeah, that's sad, eh? Holy shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can get a lot of Jordans start selling at like $300-400.
Here's another conspiracy. The Edmonton Oilers traded Gretzky because they wanted Hockey Canada to fail and they wanted to grow the game in the United States.
Oh, 100%. Look how much it grew in LA.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, back to the Arizona one. Arizona knew what they had in Matthews, so they kept the Coyotes there.
Yeah, but the Leafs just sucked a little bit more.
It just sucked a little more, yeah.
All right, so we got that. This coming weekend, we got a special weekend in the NHL.
Oh, God.
First time, what, 21 years, I think it is?
I think 02 is the last time we held it, or 01.
Yeah. Okay, well, 22 years or so. We're getting an All-Star Game.
Yeah, they priced the common fan right out of that, too.
That's typical. As we know, Kyle's going. Our buddy Kyle.
Of course he is.
Yeah. So, like, what was the jerseys? We'll say first.
Doritos.
Doritos.
Pretty much.
I don't know how they keep getting worse. I really don't.
So, there's a guy on my Twitter there. I think you follow him, Doug
Dissect.
Yeah. So he does like those AI jerseys, and wow, some of the stuff he comes up with are like insane.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
At the beginning of the year.
Hmm?
I said I did some AI jerseys at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. I can't find them here. I don't know why. I'll Google it. 1 second.
Jerseys are just terrible.
They are.
That's just another theory that Bettman hates Canada improving those fucking things. Goddamn, who the fuck in the right? My 4-year-old can draw better jerseys than that, man.
Yeah, they're trash. I hate the font too. Lowercase.
Sure we could, couldn't they have just thrown in an AI generator and said, "Here, make these"? Whoever was in charge of making those should be just fired immediately.
It's Justin Bieber.
Well, fire him to the moon too.
Look at these.
Oh, his Bieber brand made this? That's terrible.
Like,
you might as well slap a Timbit logo on there.
Yeah, like, look at these. These are freaking. Where the frick am I mouse? There it is.
Like, none of that
looks like Wish.
That's terrible.
Their best ones still to this day are the green and black ones they held. I think it was like 10 years ago now.
Those were cool. My favorite were actually, that's where I didn't want to lead this into, is this kind of conversation. Everything good?
Hello?
Hello?
I think you
I don't know. My favorite one was the Worlds. Let's see if I can find them.
Do 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 do
These are pretty cool, actually. Ooh. So, okay. So I'm going to say here. I'm going to come over here. So these ones. So these are the best. This is the best of. So this is the best. 2011 to 2014. They had these. I remember these. These were pretty cool.
They're decent, yeah.
And then those were, I think, were just the white and blue
Oh,
ones.
this ain't good.
I don't remember that one.
Can you guys hear me?
We hear
I can hear you now.
I don't know. Okay. Pretty good.
Those I don't really like.
Nah. I forgot
Holy
those were a
shit.
thing.
Yeah, look how young Taze looks, eh?
Yeah. Well, like a braids in there too.
Those are kind of dope. So the worst. What? I think that's dope.
Those are cool, I guess, marketing wise.
Yeah, I like those. Yeah, I can see that. Oh, okay, that's the best. Worst. Those are kind of dope. I love those ones.
If you remember McDonald's back in the 90s when they had those Muppets wearing hockey jerseys, those were the ones they had on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I think that'd be a cool way to go back to, right? East versus West.
Yeah.
Or World versus North American. Bring back the World versus North American.
I'll see if it's here. That was them right there, I think. Those were dope. These ones I really liked.
They're cool.
Those are the worst ones, apparently.
What?
Yeah, this is North America versus the world one right here, Ty.
What the fuck? And it's the worst?
Oh.
You know what else is the worst? My headphones just exploded.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I couldn't hear you guys for like 2 minutes straight. I thought it was my mic, but when I asked if you guys could hear me, you both looked up. So I figured you could, but I couldn't hear anything.
Oh, yeah, we definitely heard you.
Oh, well, then at least the mic still works. Fuck these headphones.
Yeah. But I don't even hear us in the background either, so that's perfect.
He's just fucking through. He's like, fuck him.
Yeah. They're going.
All right. Ooh. That's
Those
world
are cool.
verse. Yeah, those are pretty bad. I can see how that
Marcus
being worse.
Naslin?
I believe, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. What a bum he was.
So this is apparently the best.
Ooh, I'm at 20% battery now. Woohoo.
Uh-oh.
I'm dying now, motherfuckers.
Okay, so that was that. So do you have any memories? Best memories of anything that happened?
Yeah, going to
At
the
All-Star Game, skills game. What?
Oh, never mind. No, not with playoffs or not with All-Star shit. No,
No?
not really.
I just remember actually caring about it when I was a kid and like being excited, especially if it was North America versus world.
Yeah.
Just because you got to see like, I don't know. I don't know. I always just preferred that lineup.
Yeah, 100%.
It was probably because I got to see Dominic Hasek with players like Matt Sundin and Peter Forsberg, where usually they were all against each other.
Yeah. So I always liked the skills competition. I was never really big on the All-Star Game. I like the skills. I thought the skills
is always
cool.
fun to watch when they were actually skills to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of the skills, this Friday live, we're going to do a reaction to the skills competition. So we're going to do like a watch along.
Yeah.
Ginge, I don't know if you're going to come and watch it.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to do that. We'll get it set up on your laptop. I'll send you a link so we're pretty much on time with each other.
Yeah.
Make sure we're pretty in sync anyway.
Like your periods.
Come check it out. Friday. Friday live. I think it's at 7:00. Not 100% sure what time it's at. We'll do
Probably.
that. 7
Well, I mean,
or
probably
so-ish.
7 your time.
Yeah, 7-ish. Hopefully, I can do that. I hope. I'm gonna try. Maybe we may. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to do it Saturday. I'll watch along. We'll have to see. I'll have to see what my wife is doing for Friday night. Is she's going to work or not?
Okay.
But yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. So anyway, don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you really liked it. Tell your friends.
If you really, really, really liked it, click copy link and spam text it to everyone in your contact list at 3 a.m.
And send it to every coach you know. Tell them to fucking speak.
Yes. Shadow, thanks again for coming out, man. Shadow's socials, they're going to be in the description. You can check him out on, he does TikTok. He has got Twitter. Anything else you want to shout out?
No, man, I just want to thank you both for having me over the last couple of days. It's been a blast. I've had some fun talking some hockey and chilling with you guys, and I look forward to coming on in the future.
Definitely,
yeah, for sure.
Have you on. Maybe I have to have you on for post game.
I'm just gonna cheap.
He's already part of the. He's already part of the Puckin Stoner Dads Guest Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
he is.
But I'm gonna do a little cheap plug if you don't mind. If you guys want to see my content, we cover wrestling, movies, etc. Head over to Off the Top right here on YouTube. Just give us a like, follow, just anything you can to help us boost our algorithm a little bit. And make sure you guys are liking and subscribing these gentlemen who do a great job with their show every week.
Thank you so much.
We get really big.
We do. All right. So don't forget, come check us out live. We'll be live at some point, Friday or Saturday night. We haven't decided we're going to do the skills of the game. Check it out. Thank you. Have a good night, everybody. Peace.
Sounds good.
Thank you for watching.
This is my time. I'm on the rise. Can't hold me down. I'm too fly. This is my time.
Like,
Ready to shine. Brighter than all of the
subscribe.
game time. Seconds away in the
Check us out on our social medias.
beating the buzzer like this is my time. This is my moment.
We are now on Spotify and Apple Podcast.
I'ma own it. Let the